Welcome back, viewers. You're watching On the Spot, and let me take you back to our poll question for tonight. We are asking, is Musisi doing a good job in managing Kampala City? Is Musisi doing a good job in managing Kampala City? Do SMS your yes or no answer to 8778, and I will bring you the poll result a short while from now. I want us to quickly move to several things we've seen you do in the city. Let's start off with the lights. Mm-hmm. The mayor at one point said his office seems ceremonial, and he would have loved to be the one seen erecting or commissioning the putting up of lights. But that's not my question. My question is, you set out an agenda to light our city, but some of the lights are up. A comment on Facebook says, yes, the lights are up, they're not working.
Yes, some of the lights are not working because the electricity is off. If you go to the same lights tomorrow, when there's no load shedding on that side of the road, you'll probably find them on. That's a challenge for as long as we're using electricity for street lighting and as long as we have load shedding. And what we've even found strange is that you'll find that one side of the road is experiencing load shedding, whereas the other side of the road is not. So there's not much we can do about it. But going forward, there's a project that we are negotiating with the Chinese government that is going to provide several thousand solar lights to Kampala. It's not yet concluded, but it seems very, very promising.
How much of the city are you covering in terms of lights, and how much have you covered so far?
Right now, we've installed about 2,100 lights. That is in the CBD. We did remove the old lights and we've begun installing them outside the CBD. The challenge we're finding is that roadworks cutting across roads and in the road walkways cut the wiring. And then there's been a lot of vandalization of the fittings on the light poles. So you find that whereas you have a lamp fixed on a pole, it doesn't have a switch, it doesn't have basic wires, and then underground cables have been cut. So we've incurred quite a bit of expense, even where we've put lights, trying to put back these wires and switches.
All right, let's move to another big problem the city has faced, garbage. Have you resolved the garbage issue? One was in terms of collection.
Yes.
Because we had a lot of garbage all over the city that was uncollected, not because there was no cars, but because either one, the cars were not fueled, or they were actually they had broken down. How have you, as KCCA, managed to solve the garbage issue here in the city?
We began by increasing the frequency of collection, including collection at night, where there is less traffic so our trucks can do more. We also increased supervision of our trucks and the drivers to make sure that they actually do the job that they were supposed to do. We then embarked on a sensitization exercise and enforcement against irresponsible trashing. We have involved the communities using our political leadership at the division levels, and they have mobilized the residents to manage their garbage. And in some places, they collect it and put it in a depository at a point where our trucks go and pick it up. We also had cleaning firms that had been engaged by Ministry of Works to clean the city, and were paying a big amount of money per month, about 2 billion shillings to them, but we didn't see that there was impact for what we're considering the amount we are paying. So when these contracts end, we've not been renewing them. Instead, we decided to use community-based organizations, people in our communities that need jobs. So we've been using these people to clean and desilt. This is going to give us several benefits, in our opinion. One, we are creating jobs for these people. Two, we are creating ownership of the city and sensitivity, because a person who will clean the city at night will probably take you to task if you're trying to trash it in the morning. And then we're also getting a better job done because the CBOs have supervisors in specific areas supervising these people. So that's what we've done. They clean at night, they clean during the day. We have increased collection by about 38%. That's about 27,000 tons now from the 20,000 about a year ago. And we think we are going to increase even in our vigilance. We have introduced litter bins in the city which were not there for a long time. Nice litter bins, metallic ones, as well as plastic ones.
There are those who still say they're not enough.
They cannot be enough because they'd been nothing. But we had to start somewhere. Within the budget that we have procured 650, and we have a couple hundred more coming in. And we think progressively we'll be able to cover the city. We have distributed bins to Makerere University, some to Chambogo. We've put them in our schools and health centers, and then in different parts of the CBD. But funds allowing, you should be able to get more.
Okay. And
also people should stop stealing them. That's another thing.
All right. Let's move to something I mentioned just before we took the break. Graft at KCCA. One of the reasons why actually government wanted to take over the management of the city and also bring you on board was fighting corruption and graft at City Hall.
Yeah.
Observers say what you did today, yesterday, announcing the amount of money you're collecting for 3 days from just the taxis is rare and has been unheard of here in the city. For KCCA to actually announce to the public how much money they are making from especially public services. Is that the transparency we are going to see henceforth? And that is what we will be expecting. Is that what you promise us? That we will continue to account to us, the residents of the city, and we will hold you accountable for that?
This is public money. There is no reason why we would not disclose public money. And we want to be accountable. Just like we have a budget, the figures are known. At the end of the year, we'll be accounting for these funds and what we've done with them. That's just part of good governance. And we also want the public to know how much they are contributing to running the city. And then when we apply it to specific projects, we'll be able to tell them how much we're applying. For example, I've told you we need about 8 billion shillings to do the taxi parks, about 3.4 for the new taxi park, and then the balance for the old one. So we want to start with the new taxi park. That's about 3.6 billion shillings. And we're looking at these revenues as one of the ways we could use to do that. We want to improve the drainage systems. We want to put in more trash cans like the public is asking, and other good things that will make our city look better.
All right. As we wind up, I want us to turn to our poll. Earlier we asked, is Musisi doing a good job in managing Kampala City? Well, the results are in. 80% say yes and 20% say no. There are the results for you. An overwhelming support for your job. So I will not ask you to comment on that, but I will want us to discuss this. I was in Rwanda a short while ago, and when we met the mayor and went to the mayor's office, we were told your team is almost there every month. You have a team and councillors who travel to Rwanda to compare notes and have been there, and you send your team. And not so long ago, you also went there. Will we at some point, and I'm sure you saw the beauty of the streets, the lights, the traffic lights, the signs on the road, will we at some point say, Miss Jennifer Musisi left us a city as beautiful as Kigali is at the moment?
First of all, just to correct an impression, we're not in Rwanda every month.
Well, you have a team that is going there at least every couple of months.
No, we've had, I think, 3 teams.
Yes.
Including the one that I went on. But again, to say that Kigali is doing a good job keeping the city nice and clean. But it's not just the government or the city authority. The people of Rwanda love their city. When they are called out to come and clean At first it was regimented. Now people do it voluntarily. It's become like a social function. People enjoy going to these cleaning exercises once a month. And it's become part of the culture. People will reprimand you if you throw bubble gum wrappers on the ground. People will reprimand you if you try to bring plastics or plastic bags into the city. People will not walk on green areas. Now, much as the city authority, KCCA, may plant the nice gardens that we're trying to plant in the city, if people ride borders over them or walk over them or trample over the plants, that effort will be lost. So we have to develop a culture where people actually love and appreciate their city. And some of the initiatives we're taking are to change the mindset so that people begin to love and own the city. And then coupled with the government investment in improved infrastructure and improved city management, then you'll get a decent, clean city. When we started arresting people for trashing the city, we arrested close to 60 people,
yes,
caused them to do some community cleaning and put some in jail. The public started to be aware, but we don't want to use force. We want people to voluntarily want to keep the city clean because it looks nice and it's pleasant for us and our guests. So it's responsibility from the community, from the public, from government. None of these can do it alone.
All right. Thank you once again, Madam, for allowing to join us on the spot and for your time this evening. Viewers, that brings us to the end of tonight's show. We do, unfortunately, want to say we couldn't complete this show with her. It will always be wanting. We thank you once again for your contributions, and also join us later next week when we bring you another riveting show, and also much later tonight, probably about midnight, when Gabriel returns with NTV 11. Thank you for watching. Good evening.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.